Alright, so it's Tay here, the UGA Season 2 champion. And here with me is Hawkeyeben, champion of the VBL-S Season 3.
Season 3. Yo, yo.
Alright, and we're here to talk about and rate the teams of the VBL-N. And the first team is the California Colossals. They've got, let's see what they got. Noivern, Cinderace, Raichu, Mega Gyarados, Breloom, Celesteela, Grimmsnarl, Swampert, Camerupt, Doublade, Rosharna, and Greedent. So, what are you thinking of this team?
I'm thinking they've got really nice speed control. In the fact they've got Tailwind from Noivern, which is like I rate Noivern. It's a pretty class mon.
Yeah, it's got
Um,
it's got a good ability with Frisk. Like
yeah, Frisk
knowing
is always
items in
nice,
draft is nice.
especially in draft. Um, and Camrup's. I remember Camrup being annoying. I think Mega Camrup's just so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they got some other threats as well, like Swampert's a threat. Um,
Yeah, Swampert's
uh,
always good.
but they've probably got arguably like one of the best S tiers for draft as well in Celesteela. Like this thing can just do so much
Definitely.
damage.
It does so many things
Um,
too, like it gets Leech Seed, it gets Iron Defense, it gets
yeah,
Automatize. Like,
like it can stall you out, it can physical you out, or it can special you out.
yeah.
Like it's so hard to prep for.
Or, yeah, it could just run Meteor Beam and sweep you.
Yeah, exactly. Um, it's just so good. And like going towards the Mega Gyarados is I remember from Gen 7, this thing can just dish out damage. Uh, Especially in that Dex format, you've got Follow Me with the Raichu.
Yeah.
Uh, Maybe the Swampert. I can't remember. Let me check. No, not the Swampert.
No, I don't think
Um,
Swampert gets Follow Me. Just, on this team, just Raichu.
but yeah, you can Dragon Dance up. Um, if you think they're going to run Earthquake to get around it, you don't have to Dynamax. If it's a Rock Slide to get around it, to get around the Follow Me, you can just Dynamax and lose the weakness. Um, and they got some
Oh,
heat. They got that.
you mean Mega, right? Not Dynamax.
Oh yeah, Mega, sure. I'm just so used to Sword and Shield. But, they've got some heat I can respect as well. You got Greedent for the Trick Room strategy.
Yeah, I think it pairs
Um,
well with Doublade, because they don't share weaknesses, like the fighting and the ghost get,
yeah.
like, they're immune.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
their type matchup is pretty good too. Like, only one weakness to ground, but it's like Gyarados is also immune to ground before Megas, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Grimmsnarl's nice just for the prankster support moves he gets. Um,
Yeah,
and can hit hard as well when you want it to.
yeah, like this team is already bulky with like Gyarados, Celesteela, Swampert, and then you have Grimmsnarl for extra bulk, like with screens.
Hmm.
It's yeah, this is like this team will like take its time but slowly take you out
Yeah,
if
I
played
don't I don't know
properly.
I don't know how I'd go around prepping for this team as well, just from the off because they've only got one weakness in ground, like you said.
Yep.
Looking at the type chart, so it's pretty good team. I think the next team we do is going to be hard to follow for this one.
Yeah,
Looking at S
definitely. I
because
will
like
say
even
the one
Breloom's right.
weakness. Oh, what were you saying?
I was just saying even Breloom's good.
Oh yeah,
Like
we haven't even talked about Breloom, but it gets Spore,
yeah, get
Technician,
Spore.
Mach Punch.
Yeah, get that Bullet Seed tech. Sheesh.
Yeah, I will say the Trick Room is a little weak because
Hmm.
most of the Trick Room mons are like D and C tiers. They're not that strong.
Yeah.
So like a like offensive Trick Room might like take over this team.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure about Cinderace. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that great in a non-max format.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it's going to fare because I think Greninja was. I remember Greninja being pretty good with its Protean in Gen 7. But that was a long time ago. And I think maybe with the power creep and stuff, maybe it
Yeah,
won't be.
but
Because it's not the fastest one in the world in the race either. Like, okay, it's fast. Like, it's got 119 like base speed.
yeah,
But I think plenty of stuff that can
Greninja
get
has a
around.
lot more like tricks rather than just like being a strong attacker.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
might also be a little biased towards Greninja because it was my first pick.
Yeah, you
But
probably
yeah,
will.
it does get Battle Bond too, so that's like one thing it has over Cinderace.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we can talk more about Greninja when we go to my team.
Yeah, sure, sure. Uh, one last thing I want to say is that they have so many 4 times weaknesses.
Oh yeah,
I think that's one of the things that are holding it back. Like looking at Breloom, Flying, Noivern, Ice, Swampert, Grass, Camerupt, Water.
true.
Um, so I think if you've got mons that are good with that, then you already limit what they can bring as effectively. But Camerupt has the solid rock to reduce that to like a 3 times weakness, I guess. But
But
um,
I mean, a decent water, like a stab water, is probably gonna take it out anyways.
yeah, probably. So I think that's something that Casey needs to look out for. Uh, but other than that, it's a bulky team, and if they don't have that, I think people are going to struggle to break it.
Yep.
Especially when you got such like offensive pressure in Mega Gyarados.
Oh yeah. So where would you rate this team?
Um, I'm going to put it at high A at the minute, only because I want to see what else comes up for S. But you know,
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
I agree
consider
with
later
you.
for S.
It doesn't have anything crazy to put it at as it's like a it's just a team though like that's like slow and steady, but it doesn't have the like surprising tech that might like just win games off of like a couple moves.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, Casey might have something planned, but I've never. I don't think we played in VBL S3, so I'm not sure the way he plays on a personal level. But
Yeah.
maybe he's got something planned
Yeah, we'll see.
for his pick.
All right, the next team is the Brisbane Bidoofs. All right, where are they? Let's look at their team. Whimsicott, Terrakion, Arcanine, Valerian Articuno, Pikachu, Dracovish, Heracross, Toxtricity, Mightyena, Rhyperior, Gastrodon, and Bronzong. A lot of these are good mons. Whimsicott is amazing. It does everything in draft.
Yeah, Whimsicott's class, tried and tested, and you can bring any item and switch it onto you, and it's
Yep.
like it's one of those ones that are tough to prep for just because of Prankster and its support moves that comes with it.
Yeah, Prankster
Also,
Encore in a non-max format is disgusting.
oh, yeah, you're not maxing, yeah.
Yeah, I've really liked using it in Series 10, and yeah, it's so good against non-dark types.
Hmm.
anything that goes for fake out or a setup or even protect, you just encore it
Yeah.
and you can't do anything anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Arcanine. Arcanine is one of the best mons in draft, in my opinion. I used it in UGA 2, and I would argue with anyone that it's better than Incineroar in draft. Because it's got good support, it's faster, it can run either special or physical. But this is also coming from a max meta, I guess. So I'd have to think about it in a non-max. And maybe it doesn't have the bulk to be such a good offensive threat. Because it's only got base 80 defense and special defense.
I feel like in a non-max they're about equal.
Yeah, because Arcanine's just got the utility.
Yeah, Arcanine is
Change its
fast,
sets up a
which
little
is
more.
important.
Mhm.
And it, like, being able to debuff your opponents before they move is pretty important. And usually Incineroar is too slow to do that. It usually moves after, which is good for, like, getting in safe switch-ins, but it's still going to take damage. While Arcanine can, like, stay on the field for longer.
Yeah, the thing with that Arcanine as well is that if you build a bulky enough set, it has recovery and Morning Sun to be able to stay on the field in a non-max
That's true.
meta as well, where Incineroar doesn't. So that's something that's going to be fun to play around with, I think, by Cobra.
Oh, yeah, Arcanine also gets extreme speed, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I bet it gets some cool moves that you didn't have in Sword and Shield as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Uh,
Let's see what else. Oh, Mega Heracross is insane value. Like, giving 100 points, and then, like, with these stats, like, over 100 defenses, 185 attack. It's crazy.
yeah, you know what? I'm not even mad about its speed because it's got the bulk, like you said, to survive a lot of things, and
Yeah.
he has Tailwind Prankster anyway.
Yeah, this
So-
team has Prankster Tailwind. It has Pikachu with redirection.
Yeah, oh yeah, Pikachu has followed me.
Bronzong is a pretty good Trick Room setter.
Yeah,
And
Bronzong's great.
this team's Trick
Yeah.
Room is pretty strong. It is a little weak to grass types, but I feel like Toxtricity and Heracross kind of cover for that.
Yeah. What else though? But yeah, they also have Dracovish, and that can be used as part of the Trick Room as well. Like I remember in the season.
Oh yeah, Iron Ball
Series
Dracovish.
2, use Iron Ball Dracovish. But we all know that if it isn't Choice Band Dracovish, it's a weak Dracovish. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's true. It's gotta be Choice Band Strong Chow.
It'd be Choice Band Strong Job, especially with that Tailwind support.
I mean, you could pair Dracovish with Pikachu and just go fake out, follow me, and the Dracovish could just go off.
Mm-hmm.
Or even
Yeah,
have
definitely.
like Pikachu Nuzzle Electroweb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do wonder like why they have Toxtricity and they have like 2 Lightning Rod users. I don't know.
It's a bit of anti-synergy, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the point of the Toxtricity is, but we'll see.
But I feel like Rhyperior is always going to be like Solid Rock rather than Lightning Rod.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think this team really needs Lightning Rod.
Yeah, I'd feel like if there was going to be a change to make, I think it would be the Toxtricity. Like you said, I don't know what difference it brings.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, maybe they just like it. I think Cobra Poison's a new coach to the VBL. Um, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it does. I really like my Ema. I think its value intimidate,
Yeah.
and it gets some pretty cool moves. Like you can get heal bell, like sleeps and stuff. Taunting.
I think the only thing about Mighty N is that his stats are pretty bad.
Yeah, its stats are whack, but for a D tier, I think it's pretty good. If you
Yeah.
need an intimidate.
Yeah, it gets yawn, roar, taunt. So yeah, I guess it could be pretty decent.
One thing I think this team is missing, which maybe I haven't looked at the tier list for the ones, is maybe I'd swap Toxtricity out for something that has Sandstream.
Let me
Because
see if there's...
Because they have like a Dracovish that can utilize Sandrush. Terrakion, which would appreciate the special defense boost. And Sandforce Gastrodon.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of
think that could
sand
be-
abusers, but no sand setter.
But no Sandsetter, yeah. So that could be something interesting for them to look into.
So where would you rate this team?
That's tough. I think
I think this team has a lot of damage output, but they don't...
yeah.
It relies a lot about like positioning and getting setups off.
Yeah, I feel like also they've got a lot of weaknesses. I just looked at the type chart right now, and they're weak against Fairy, Ghost, Ground, and Ice. And I think some of those are quite pretty common offensive threats, especially if there's freeze dry on the opponent's team. I think that could be a problem for them.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think this is a good team. I'm gonna put this in A.
I think it's like a low A.
I'd say a solid A. I wouldn't say high or low. I'd say like for me it's mid A.
I think for now, for me, it's a low A, but we'll see when we look at the other teams. All right, the next team is the Electros.
Yeah.
Nimbasa Electros. Alright, Dragapult, Alone Raichu, Taurus, Mega Y, Charizard, Comfey, Sigilyph, Darmanitan, Mandibuzz, Venusaur, Empoleon, Audino, Pincurchin. This is like a very hyper offense team. You got like all the Sun, Darmanitan, and then you have Tauros and Dragapult. It's very hyper offense, but they don't have the best speed control outside of Sun and maybe like a non-prankster Tailwind. I think this team might also struggle in Trick Room. Like their only offensive Trick Room on is Pincurchin. And a lot of Trick Room mons are ground type. A lot of offensive Trick Room mons.
Yeah, that's a good point. My only problem is this looks like a team that its main mode is Sun, but I feel like it's quite easy to get around this Sun team because their only drought user is Megazard, which could be countered against by like a prankster, weather setter, or can you switch in the megas? Or do they mega? I think they mega. I think they mega after the switching.
Yeah, I think switch-ins happen first. So
That's pretty cool. But
if it anything like any prankster weather setter, basically. Prankster rain dance.
yeah, and I don't think his mega pick was value. Like Megazard Y is good. Don't get me wrong. Like I still have nightmares about it. But I don't. I think there's a lot better megas out there and you get points with them.
Yeah, let me see what was still available. There's still Mega Diancie, Mega Mawile, Mega Metagross. There's some pretty good picks left.
Yeah. But if they keep the sun in their favor, then like props to them. I think this is if they get the sun up and keep it up, then I think teams are gonna have a bad time against this team.
Yeah.
You've got Venosaur, which can just put things to sleep or just hit things hard. Darmanitan is a beast.
Well, they have Venusaur with the sleep, but then they also have like the electric terrain mode, so I think that's kind of contradictory.
Yeah, I guess it is, but maybe you just don't bring it.
Yeah.
Like you have 11 months to pick from, right?
Yeah, I guess you don't have to bring sleep every time.
Yeah. And also I'd maybe bring Lightning Rod to protect Zardwire that little bit more. Or their other two flyers in Sigilith and Mandibuzz, which are probably two of my favourite flyers at the minute. Because I've been using Mandibuzz in Series 10 and Sigilith's just class.
Yeah, Mandibuzz is great. Like, it just stays on the field and like debuffs everything. It just doesn't die. And with Lightning Rod, it's even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
if this team can get going, it'll probably steamroll, but like if it gets countered, it kind of loses all of its like footing and doesn't have much. There's a big rock weakness.
Big rock weakness, yeah. Yeah, it's big electric weakness that's only countered by Lightning Rod, really. What else?
There's an ice weakness too.
Ice weakness, yeah.
And like ice coverage is pretty common.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, and they're pretty weak to Trick Room. Like, two of their Trick Room setters are pretty fast, and the other one is Audino, and Audino's just bad. Like,
yeah, Audino's just there to support.
Yeah.
I think one thing I'd be looking at is, if I was the coach, is I would be saying to myself, why have I got Empoleon? And why have I got Comfy? Especially that they're in B tier, and I'm not really sure what their job is at the minute.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really know what Empoleon is doing. I feel like there's a lot better B tiers.
Like Empoleon's cool and all. I like Empoleon, but I just don't feel like it fits on this team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, this is definitely a team that's like, it's either gonna sweep or get swept. That's what I feel like in its current state.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think if they make a few trades that either strengthens their sun mode or puts in another mode that the sun can support, if you know what I mean. I tend to like to run weather as an option, not the backbone of the team.
Yeah,
and I feel
I agree with you there.
I feel like weather's the backbone of this team.
Well,
Or
at least the weather is strong, but I don't really know what Mega Charizard does when like the weather's taken away. It just feels kind of useless.
hmm Yeah,
And
sure.
Venusaur as well. Like
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think there's Wide Guard either on this team to help with the rock slides.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem for them. Um,
Yeah, I think this is a B tier team.
yeah, yeah, I'd put it in B. But I think it could be A if they just they made some trades to reflecting on what you've said. Um,
Yeah, if they like add some mons that aren't dependent on the sun mode that can
mhm.
function by themselves and are better than Empoleon, then I think it
Yeah.
like maybe get rid of Empoleon and add like a good ground type that works in Trick Room
Mhm.
to deal with like rock slide spam or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
And
something
also
with the
Dragon,
wide guard.
yeah, also Dragapult. We haven't mentioned their S tier. Um, I'm not sure how good it's going to be in a non-max meta as an offensive one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Uh,
it would do in a non-max format. Cause
mhm.
like it's the moves it usually runs are Dragon's Arts and Phantom Force, and like Dragon Darts is super weak uh as like a spread move. Phantom Force is like 2 turns, so
Yeah,
it's not
I
the
mean it's.
best.
I feel like it's like in the singles I've watched. I feel like the special set is better with like specs or something, just because it gets better coverage on its special side. But I'm not sure how that will. Obviously, in a singles format, you only have to worry about the mon that's in front of you, not the monster that's on the other side of that mon that's in front of you. Um, so I think it'll get caught up a bit in focusing too much on one mon and not on the other, and then it'll just get caught out. That made more sense in my head. I just feel like it's not going to be.
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
It's good in 1v1 situations, but
yeah.
yeah, I feel like
But
if
in
you're not gonna max
2v2,
it, it has to play as support.
mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how it would support this team. Like Comfy is probably a better support.
Yeah,
I don't think Dragapult has anything to do on this team. But yeah. Um just a couple trades and this team would be a lot scarier than it is now.
yeah, definitely.
Alright. The next team is the Phoenix Suns. And this is Poppin's team.
Ooh, popping off.
Yeah, he's got Superior, Megalodios, Single Strike Urshifu, Furret, Kangaskhan, Illumise, Volcanion, War Turtle, Diancie, Marowak, Cofagrigus, and Escavalier.
Yeah, I like it.
Go ahead.
He's got some heat. I was just saying, he's got some heat. Like,
Yeah,
Illumise is a D tier. I think that's a value. That's a
yeah,
big value button right there.
it's
Like
just
if you
like
see,
a weaker Whimsicott.
yeah, but I feel like he gets more moves than Whimsicott on the
Does it?
like for he can use Prankster with you. Like he gets Thunderwave, Tailwind, Sub, Roost, Encore, Defog,
Oh, it gets Encore.
Aromatherapy, Confuse Ray, Charm, Fake Tears, Helping Hand, obviously.
Oh, it gets Captivate. That could be useful in some scenarios.
Yeah, definitely. Swagger, Sunny Day, String Shot, Rain Dance. Oh, it's even got Psycho. You could hit up that belly drum ferret and psych those boosts up, and
Oh, that's
no, no,
that'd
go
be
for the sweep.
nasty. No, War Turtle Shell Smash, and then you psych up the War Turtle.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. No, but I like Illumina. I like Illumise.
Yeah,
I think it's good
it's
value.
insane value for D tier.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, I think that the single strike Urshifu is going to go crazy in an on-max. Like, especially
Yeah,
when there's no, like, restricted. Like, I feel like this is the restricted one.
definitely. Paired with like Kangaskhan, I think Kangaskhan gets faint. I'm pretty sure, and fake out.
Hmm.
So, and then we all know Urshifu hits through protect, so you can't do
Yeah,
anything to stop it.
yeah, you just have to attack it. Bring all the fairy moves.
So okay, Kangaskhan doesn't get faint. Scavalier does, which is a little weird. But yeah, I think the only downside to this team is that it doesn't have enough offense.
Yeah, it's got like a few select ones, right?
Yeah,
And he's got a few 4x weaknesses as well. So like steel because of the Diancie, fire, Scalvalier.
uh-huh.
So yeah, there's two there. But also like outside of Diancie, and Lascavalier's got quite a, oh no, 105. I was going to say it's quite a frail team, but I don't know. It's kind of not. It's bulkier than I thought.
I think it's a bulky team. It's just not a like strong team. Like you got Urshifu and Megalodias, but the rest of the team doesn't do. I guess Volcanion too, but the rest of the team doesn't do like damage.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Um,
Scavalier and Marowak, like they both need Trick Room and they can get intimidated.
yeah,
And
it's the only Trick Room set of Gopher or does Latias get it as well?
I think Latias gets it, but so does Diancie.
Oh, Diancie gets it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a lot of Trick Room options that you can bluff.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going Trick Room, you'd probably bring like the same four mons, like Marowak, Escavalier, Cofagrigus, maybe
Uh,
Volcanion. There's not like
yeah,
much variety there.
but also they're gonna get Trick Room right because War Turtle gets Follow Me.
That's true.
And
Unless
yeah,
unless the opponent has like Imprison.
unless the opponent has Imprison, yeah, that's gonna be one way around this team.
But
The-
then
the
use
Trick Room.
Megalodius to imprison before they imprison.
The Imprison Inception.
Yeah, I like Superior, but it's just pretty bad in doubles. Like
Yeah, it's gonna hit one and then just get battered by the other.
yeah,
Um, but you can maybe run like stall sets with like Leech Seed, Glare, Sub.
yeah,
Like a late,
Glare could be pretty annoying.
because it's got pretty good defenses, right? 95, 95,
Yeah,
which
HP
isn't
is
bad.
average.
HP is average, so you could use it as like a late game stally type. But I just don't feel like its country release storm is going to work as well in doubles.
Yeah, I think this team's gonna rely a lot on its like top. It's gonna be top heavy
Mm-hmm.
for its damage.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I guess it's like the D tiers are really good and the top tiers are really good, but like the middle of the draft is kind of lacking.
Yeah, it's kind of average, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, they got pretty good type matchup. Only flying weakness.
Yeah.
and flying isn't the most common without Dynamax.
Oh yes, yeah. And especially when you got Diancie, that's just going to take those flying moves all day.
Yeah.
I guess Escavalier you can, because most flying moves are... Well, maybe not. I was going to say most flying moves are offensive, but that's a lie.
Oh,
Like,
Mega Latias doesn't get Trick Room.
alright. But yeah, even so, you got a couple of good get some Diancie with Lemmy
Yeah.
Wartortle. Yeah, I'm not sure where to put this team. I'm not sure whether to put it as like
Yeah,
A or a high B.
it's like a high B or low A for me.
I think considering the teams I've got in A already, I think I'm going to put it in B. But
Uh-huh.
I think it could move up to I think it could move up to A.
Yeah, I see that. One thing is that it's also like a defensive team, and the games are probably gonna be longer, and with longer games you have more like RNG stuff.
Hmm.
And so that's why I don't really like super defensive teams.
Yeah, that's true. But he has the tools to make it like the RNG on his side with Illumise, with the Thunder Wave. We've already seen that. Glare from Superior.
Yep.
And Diance's Diamond Storm can get +2 in defense, and then they can body press. So it's a threat that way as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot it gets body press.
Yeah, I just checked. That'd be cool. No, I think I'm going to put it in low A. I think it's got a lot of value with a lot of top heavy mons that can do a lot of damage.
I think I'll keep it in B because like I feel like top heavy teams are easier to prep for.
Hmm. But I just think with the value he's got in in between and in the bottom, like Marowak's good with Thick Club, can do a lot of damage. Escavalier is good, but like in a non-max, I'm not sure because of the like heat waves and stuff. But I guess you got Rain Dance with Illumise.
Yeah.
I need like an AB ranking for this.
Like an A minus.
A-, B+, yeah.
I'll just put it at the top of B.
Alright, cool. Well, I'll put it at the bottom of A, and then it averages out.
Yeah, it averages out in between. Alright, the next team is the Portland Porygons. Oh, this is the Deoxys team.
Yo, he's got some heat.
Yeah, Deoxys is gonna be crazy in this league.
Yeah, I like this.
Like, it's like having...
You can get all 4 forms.
Yeah, all the forms, so it's like having 3 mons in one.
Yeah, that's mad. Because even his defensive form can just sit there in front of you, take like 0 damage.
It gets
just
really good status moves. Like it gets Trick Room. It gets like... I'm pretty sure it gets Taunt.
Mm-hmm.
It gets like Iron Defense, Amnesia, so you can run Stall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gets Teleport. I don't know how good that would be in doubles though.
I think it's got its place in like a non-max maybe. Especially if you need to bring something in that you don't want to take damage, so you can't just switch it in.
Yeah.
Deoxys defense just doesn't take damage anyway, and then teleports out and you get it in for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like...
So I think it's got its place on Deoxys defense.
I feel like you could just run Mental Herb on this to get like a guaranteed trick room. Nothing's ever killing this.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with like a quick guard or something, if he has it.
Yeah.
The faster fake out, which maybe we don't. Oh no, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime's pretty fast.
Yeah, Mr. Mime, Hitmontop. I mean, Hitmontop gets like wide guard, quick guard. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Fake out.
pretty nice then.
It also has redirection with Tangrowth.
Yeah, but I always think with Tangrowth and Tangler like safety goggles.
That's true, but
But I guess as soon as you know in the best of three,
forcing
safety
like
goggles.
forcing your opponent to put safety goggles on, like it either reduces their like survivability or their damage output.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
The Mega Pick, Mega Aggron.
Mega Aggron. Um,
I'm
I
not
like
sure
it.
how good
Let
it
me check
is
if
because
let me check if he gets body press.
I think it does get body press.
It gets body press, so I think it's worthwhile, especially with filter. Like nothing's going to be really touching this one. And 80 special defense it's okay if you invest in it, I guess. You don't really need to invest in defense. Um, and you could run it like like a different Steelix. With like, does he get curse or something?
I'm
Yeah,
not
it gets
sure what it
curse.
gets.
Yeah, it gets curse. Doesn't get gyro bubble.
No,
No, heavy
but it gets
slam.
heavy slam.
Yeah, and I guess it's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
it
yeah,
gets.
I like aggro.
Yeah, it's not like a bring every game sort of thing, but
Links.
it's like a mini Registeel, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have Volbeat, which I'm guessing does the same thing as Illumise. Like,
Um, yeah, it gets the prankster. Let me check its status moves. Yeah, from what I see, its status moves are pretty similar.
it gets Tail Glow
It's tail glow though, yeah. It still gets its ruse.
with that 47 special attack.
Yeah.
But
Screens.
I don't know. Tail
Yeah, it
Glow
gets pretty
Baton
similar
Pass
moves.
could do something.
Yeah, that could really do something. Especially let's see what special ones they got.
Keldeo,
Yeah, Keldeo. Keldeo is
Tornadoes.
pretty good.
Oh, Baton Passing to Deoxys. Yeah, +3 Deoxys.
Yeah. It's just that's just mean, I think. Yeah, I think Deoxys is going to be a key play for them, just because you don't know how you're going to prep for it,
Yeah, like
and you
you
have
could
the option.
bring Deoxys every single week and just have a different set. It,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
yeah,
I think the only thing is that like I'm not sure what the Keldeo is doing on this team.
yeah. I'm not so sure either. Like, again, it's one of those ones that have been good in singles, and it's been proven it's good in singles, but its ability is a bit pointless because you're always going to run a special set.
Yeah.
But it does have stuff like Sacred Sword to hit on the physical side of the defenses rather than the special. If the defense is lower.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool. I want 29 special attacks. Like, I think that's going to go pretty far. In non-max meta.
Yeah. I guess like one weakness of this team is that other than Aggron, it's pretty specially oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's also like it's not very specially bulky outside of like Mr. Mime
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the Rain Core.
But you could also run Kingdra as a physical set, right? Its special attack and attack are the same.
Yeah, I guess you could.
And I actually like the rain on this team because, again, the rain, it's not just an offensive option. It's quite physical with the Tangrowth. Because Tangrowth can hit quite hard with 100 special attack as well. 100 attack, sorry.
Yeah.
It protects the aggron a bit more, the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Makes Keldeo hit that bit harder. And then you have the option for the Swift Swim. So I think the rain's a bit more involved in this team. Rather than just being an offensive option.
Yeah. I've
Uh,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
this
Poison,
this
which is
team is
nice.
pretty good. It's just missing like one piece to make it super threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big threat of this team is that it just hits you really hard and fast. And it's also got like the bulky mons,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, it doesn't it's like if you can just KO their Pokemon, they can't really do anything to you. I'm not sure if you're getting
What,
what I'm saying.
do you mean like a certain one? Like every time when they bring each game, there's going to be like a certain one that you have to KO, and then the team's no longer a threat. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean it's just like against this team, it's just gonna be about who moves first and who hits first.
You think? I don't know. I think this team's got the bulk and the tools that it needs to get around. The only problem I have with it is that its only Trick Room setter is Mr. Oh no, you said Deoxys gets Trick Room,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
Deoxys. I don't think.
Deoxys gets Trick Room.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
they have a fairy weakness.
yeah, that Keldeo, Kingdra, Flygon. Yeah, I think Flygon's the only thing for me that I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah, I don't know, Flygon and Licky Licky, I feel like are kind of awkward. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like people who maybe look at the Licky and be like, oh, that's anti-synergy, but I quite like having a Cloud9 user on my team when I'm running weather as well.
yeah.
In case their weather's so much better than mine, because I run it as an option
Mhm.
that I can just like negate weather, like just make it not a thing. Which I think is a problem that an earlier team we looked at had. Like I think a Cloud9 user would be really annoying for them, especially a bulky one like Licky Licky.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess what I was trying to say earlier is that like a lot of the mons kind of do the same thing. Like, and
Yeah,
most of them
doing it.
share types as well.
Yeah,
So
there's a
maybe
lot
if
of
you got rid of
ones.
Flygon, something else, and like added a new type, like an electric type,
Mhm.
that could take advantage of the rain, but also give you like super effective against flying, which is another weakness.
Mhm.
And this team could be pretty good.
Yeah, they do have um, a lot of weakness on the type chart.
Yeah. Like it's a lot of shared things between their main like sweepers.
Hmm.
Yeah. And like a strong fairy type might be able to sweep. Like the only answer is Mega Aggron, but it doesn't have the greatest special defense, and most fairies are special attackers.
Yeah, that's true. And you can overwhelm Mega Raglan, right?
Yeah, it can get faked out. It can get like redirected. It's not like
Mm,
it's not like the biggest threat.
yeah, no, I agree with that. Um,
But I think if you don't have an answer to Weather and you don't have an answer to Prankster or Deoxys, this team's gonna just beat you. Like, it's got a lot of things to prep for. If you don't have answers for them, then it might overwhelm you.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me, I'm going to put this team as A, but I think it can make a few trades to make it into S.
Yeah, I think for now it's like mid A.
Yeah, but it's definitely got potential to
Definitely.
become a really scary team.
All right, next we got Cincinnati Minchinos. Oh, and they have Chinchino, so they sort of picked the mascot.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that Chin is going to do well. You got that after me. You got Mega Camrut with its 145.
Does Mega Camerupt get Eruption?
Sheer Force. I bet it does. It looks like it gets Eruption.
Oh yeah, I mean it is a volcano. Like, it has to get. Yeah, it gets Eruption. So you got like after you eruptions.
But also that Sheer Force is going to go far.
Yeah, with Heat Wave.
With Heat Wave, Earth Power.
Let's see what else does it get?
Do you get hidden powers or not?
No, no hidden power. It gets Flash Cannon. That gets boosted.
Yeah, I think Mega Camera's value because it speeds 20, so it's slower than normal camera.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot better for that one reason, because
yeah, like 40 is a bit fast for being a slow Trick Room user.
Yeah, especially in net decks when there's so many mons. Like,
yeah, definitely.
20 just beats a lot of the competition.
So yeah, I think if Fire's really good into the opposing team, I think Mega Camrut's just going to go really far.
Definitely.
Especially with like its ground stab, and I feel like they could be really well for water types in Dracozolt. Smeagol can just do everything, so it's pretty good.
Rotom Wash too, just walls water types.
Rotom Wash, yeah. Dry Skin Toxicroak.
Yeah, they got water types like lockdown.
So I think they've built really well around their Mega Camrut.
Yeah, especially with Mimikyu, like probably the best Trick Room setter in in this format. You can't fake it
just
out.
Get it
You just have a partner that runs fake out next to it, or even redirection. It's like a guaranteed Trick Room.
Yeah. What else is there? So, I mean, I talk about Smeagol, but it just does everything, so there's too much to talk about.
True.
I mean, you know the moves it's going to bring. It's going to bring Spawn. It's going to bring Fake Out sometimes. It's going to bring Follow Me when it needs to.
Does it get Follow Me?
It learns every move, right? Like that isn't that not Smeagol's thing?
Oh yeah, I guess it does learn like every move. Yeah, I guess.
Like right. It's not in the. I don't think it's in the.
Does it get Dark Void?
On the Travel site, I think I seen something on that Dex polling that Dark Void Smeagol was banned.
Oh yeah, I think if you Dark Void only works for Darkrai. Like if you try using it, it'll fail or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So Smeagol can do absolutely everything. So, you know, that's going to be tough to go against. You just need a.
You don't even have to run an attacking move on it. Like.
Yeah. Just get a faster fake out user and hit it, because it can't take a hit for his life.
That, or you have to taunt it. Like, Otherwise, you're gonna get put to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Or put it to sleep before it can put you to sleep.
Yeah, you just have to do what it does, but better. So yeah, I think Spiegle's going to be annoying, but
Yep.
I think it can be quite easily overcome.
We haven't talked about like the sand mode this team has.
Bro, I love Sand. I love Sand, but I think Tita's possibly the worst Sand setter in draft, especially when you've got so many 4x weaknesses again, like Genesect, Tyranitar, Hooper,
Yeah, and I guess
Toxicroak,
close combat and
Candle.
superpower and focus blasts are like pretty common spread moves.
Yeah, and it doesn't even get like a max
Yeah, to double its
to like
HP.
try and tank it. Yeah. So that's going to be tough on Tita. But if they can look after it, Tita did well for me in my first draft with Stoutland. But that's because I could lower the opposing speed, and max speed Tita can just do its thing.
Yeah, see, I think the thing I like about this weather is that T-Tar and Dracozaur are not the main parts of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just options.
Yeah, it's the
And
same thing we said again, right? Yeah.
yeah, this team has a lot of options. You're not forced to go sand every time because that's the only thing on your team. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this team has a lot of fire types, so I'll pick T-Tar.
Yeah.
Fire types to cover. I mean T-Tar to cover for Genesect because Genesect's weak to fire types.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I see what you mean. They do have a lot of 4x weaknesses, but they all cover each other pretty well.
Yeah. So this, for this
Mhm.
team, the prep's gonna be pretty important.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think the weakest mon is probably Hoopa. I'm not sure what it does.
I'm
the
not
team.
sure what it does either. I can't really remember what it does. But with a 150 special attack, like it's not playing. It's not here to play with you.
No, definitely not.
It's going to hit you hard. Its only downfall is its 4x weakness to Ghost and Dark, and its middling speed. So I'd expect to see this mon paired with like Aerodactyl. Like Aerodactyl can just Tailwind up. And it's a bit like the offensive Tailwind
It's
that I ran in UGA 2.
To me, it's like a Calyrex Shadow that's just a bit slower. Well, a lot slower.
Yeah, but then it is a B tier over like what would be Unbound, I assume. I assume Calyrex Shadow isn't in this.
I think Koopa Unbound is like banned because it got banned.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Hoover's pretty cool. But you've also got like another redirection in Tangler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think in a non-max format, like Psychic and Ghost types are pretty weak just because of Sucker Punch.
Yeah, that's true.
And
so yeah, that's something you're gonna have to like work out in prep, isn't it? Like which ones have Sucker Punch and which don't.
But yeah, I think aside from Hoopa, this team's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm even thinking about putting this in S, sorry.
Oh yeah, this team's definitely S.
Yeah, just like highlighting, they got the Smeagol, can do everything. They've got a weather option that doesn't need to be there. It just supports the team.
I mean, they got a really fast Tailwind. Like
yeah,
they have so much synergy that like you can prep for one or two things, but there's still like 4 other things they can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Maybe Q is just like tried and tested, can be offensive and support at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this team is only limited by the prep.
Yeah, definitely. if I was to go against this team, I think the only problem it would have is if they've got something good that goes into like the 4x weaknesses, as we said. Like there's a lot of 4x weaknesses, but they all protect each other. So
Yeah.
if you have a way around that,
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess one weakness, if a mon can have coverage for all those types.
yeah,
Like yeah, like dark, water, psychic, fire.
yeah. But then it's still just going to get bopped by like Camrupt and Trickery a lot after you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it'll be hard leading against this team with
Yeah, I
everything they
think.
can do, especially
Yeah,
Smeargle.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is definitely an S tier team.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the next
Um,
team is oh, what were you saying?
I was just going to say I'm not sure what like Genesect does because I've never really played against Genesect. So
It
I'm interested in what it brings.
it gets a lot of coverage, and you can run it as physical or special.
Oh, nice.
And it's like ability.
Yeah,
Its abilities download, so it can like
yeah, your current is mixed,
yeah,
and then just we need to.
like Porygon 2.
Oh well. Yeah, it does get a lot of them.
Oh yeah, and you
Yeah.
can run the different drives that you can put in
Mhm.
it
That's pretty cool.
to get different coverage moves. Like the Douse Strike gives you a water move, which helps against fire types.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it gets pretty good setup.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is definitely a value, like a value A tier.
Yeah, it's pretty bulky. Like it's about as bulky as Zizov. So for an 80, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Better Zizov. Yeah. Anyway, next one.
Yeah, Long Island Ludicolo. Alright. Oh, well, they have a Rillaboom. Rillaboom's pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's everywhere in Series 10.
yeah, I think the only problem with Rillaboom is that it doesn't have Unseen Fist, but then it gets Grassy Glide with Grassy Sillage, so it's going to be just like another Urshifu, in my opinion. The attack's only 5 lower, but
But priority and grassy terrain.
very
It's
aggressive
just-
terrain. If you read the switching, you can just Woodhammer.
Yep. I also got U-turn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Excalibur Palisand.
Yeah,
I just don't like that. It's not that great in Max, and it's just gonna be really bad without Max.
it'll be even worse in that. Yeah, without Max. Yeah, I think. I feel like I've looked at the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and I've been like, oh, this team's great. And then I've just looked at like from Chandelier down, Chandelier Palace and Slowbro. Well, Slowbro is good actually. Golem.
Yeah, Solbro
Sure.
Melmetal is pretty good, but then the rest is just like, it's just not.
Yeah, and it's all because like I feel like they share similar weaknesses, right?
Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot
you know,
of fire
Chandelier
weaknesses
Palace and-
on this team.
Yeah, it goes for Slowbro.
Palisand, Sobro, Chandelure, all weak to Dark and Ghost.
Yeah. And it doesn't like it's not the bulkiest team either. Apart from like a few ones like Melmetal, Slowbro, obviously, Scrafty. Oh no, I take that back. It's got Milotic as well. I take that back. Milotic can be really bulky. Um,
I think this team is just like a bunch of good mons and then a bunch of like bad mons all on like one team.
yeah, I think so.
They're not really like working together. It's just like a bunch of mons put on a team.
And it's not only that; it's like the good ones don't really gel together as well as they could feel.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that. It's just like I'm just looking at them and I'm like, I feel like there's better ones for Clefairy to support over
This
like the
I
Melmetal
just
or
realized this team's like speed control is not the best. It's like gonna rely on Trick Room all the time. And like priority from Rillaboom. That's about it.
Mhm. Yeah, you have either Chandelier or Slowbro for Trick Room.
Yeah, they don't have Tailwind.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be quite easy to outspeed then. Um, and
Yeah,
the problem with Golem
you just
is that
imprison Trick Room and then you probably go after this team. I mean not
yeah,
after, I mean before. My bad.
mhm,
You'll go first against this team almost all the time, and that's like a huge weakness.
yeah. I mean they have a lot of slow bonds, but they don't have anything that's like slower than 30.
That's true.
So, like a slow ones, but they're not the slowest ones in the world. Um, so like you can easily like just use an Iron Ball or something to that's like got good coverage into the team,
Mm-hmm.
and you already have the advantage in Trick Room as well. Um, yeah, but I think they're going to rely on their top heavy ones.
Yep.
I'm interested to see how Melmetal does in a doubles format because I've got no idea how it will do.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Um,
It's got like
you just have to hit it specially, I think.
yeah,
It's going to be running on heat waves, like you're going to have to heat wave, which is obviously bad for Rillaboom. Clefairy can protect it a bit with Brain Guard, I guess.
yeah, but
Sounds
even with
from Graph.
Guard, I feel like if you're prepping against this team, you're always bringing like Heat Wave. There's no reason you shouldn't.
Yeah, you
Just
bring a
because of
heat wave.
all like
Mm.
yeah, just because of Metal and Rillaboom
Yeah, definitely. Um,
and Shiinotic.
mhm. But they've got good switch-ins to heat wave, like Golem, Slowbro, like you can run AV Slowbro or something.
That's
That's more
true, but
that's more of
like
the
the
singles thing.
problem is like even if they switch in, they're still moving second, so
Yeah, that's true.
you can't switch forever. Like it's
You
gonna
get
chip away.
you get that chip, that burn. Um, yeah.
This team's probably gonna rely on like Scarfs and Clefairy a lot to get their moves in.
hmm Yeah, definitely. But, they got the Spore in Shiinotic, so Spore as a DT is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Just
I think Shiinotic's not a bad D tier. It's just like with all the other fire weaknesses, you're just
yeah.
adding another one.
hmm And I was just looking at Ampharos Mega, and I was like, oh, these. I was scrolling along, and I was like, oh, these stats are pretty good. And then I looked at its speed again, and it's just like it's a fast, slow one. Um,
Yeah, and it's
but,
like
multi to get around Lightning Rod stuff.
yeah, the mold breaker is nice. Does he get like any moves that it could use mold breaker with?
I mean, like it's electric type moves, right? To stop Lightning Rod.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess I was
but
thinking like I don't know, like ground moves for Levitate or something. but
Mm,
it just gets, yeah, it just gets Dragon Pulse and Electric moves and Focus Blast. Oh, it gets Power Gem, but yeah, I think
yeah,
it's a good pick for the points, but then like I feel like the points weren't used the best way possible,
yeah,
and like the mid tier picks were kind of lacking.
yeah. That's true.
So where would you place this team?
I'm gonna place this team at the top of B.
The top of B?
Yeah, the top of B. Because they have some threats and they have like the they have some answers to like to protect those threats, like Clefairy or um like I think Milo is going to put in a lot of work for this team to like stable the fire and ground types.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Scrafty is a value pick. You know, Slowbro is good. I rate Slowbro. I'm just not sure Gollum should not take Ampharos, Alessander, Selgor. Half the time, Chandelier are going to come.
Yeah, it's like half the team is super good, then the other half is very lacking.
Yeah.
Like I think this team's a C tier in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just cause like it a lot of the mons just don't seem threatening at all. Like they only have a couple threats on their team, not much speed control.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, speed control is a factor. Yeah, I forgot that they didn't have like tailwind or anything. Um,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, that's true. I think it's still B. Maybe not top of B. I'll reconsider that. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes, especially in a non-max format, this team isn't going to need to have speed control. Like if you protect the Mel Medal and the Rillaboom enough, I think they're going to do the work for you.
Yeah, maybe, but I I I I just don't like this team that much. Like if I had this
Yeah, that's.
team, I would feel like it's way too limiting.
Mhm.
You kind of just do the same thing most of the time.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like if you got rid of this Elgar and Palisand and put a Tailwind
Yeah.
option in there. I'm not sure about Ampharos. Prove to me that Ampharos is good. Um, so that's fine. I won't say anything bad about it. Else about anything else bad about it yet. But I think if there's a switch for a Selgar and Palisand, I think this is like a team that something similar that I would have drafted if I was in this tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think there's like like you said, Excelgor, Palisand are in my opinion like wasted picks. They don't do anything.
Yeah, definitely. I've never worried about a draft team. Like I've never worried about a Selgar and Palisand within a draft team. As long as you have like a good water like special super effective move into Palisand, I think you're fine.
Yep. And without Max, it's even worse.
Yeah, it's trailer.
All right. You want to move on to the next team?
Yeah, sure.
It's the Piedmont on Wings.
Oh, it's the other rain team.
Alright. So we got a lot of fast ones.
Yeah, you got a lot of fast ones.
And
You
the
got a lot
rain.
of you got a lot of things that are gonna love the rain. Um,
And then you have Shedinja and Ferrothorn.
yeah, I mean Ferrothorn's there, I guess, because it likes the rain. But I think if you watched AC's review of his VBL-S season 3
Mm-hmm.
uh, review of his season, he says it all about Ferrothorn. Like, I just don't feel like it's a mon you should draft in this like in a draft format.
Yeah, it's
Especially if it's 80, because you just bring a fire move. And even in rain, my Dracozolt like was hitting it hard.
yeah. I
In our
mean,
match,
rain only reduces it by
it halves it, right? It
yeah,
halves
by
the
half,
damage.
and it's quad weak, so it's still doing 2 times to it.
Mhm. Yeah, I I just don't like it Ferrothorn in draft. I think it's a great mon
It's great
in
in
like
VGC because
EGC. You
if you're
got more
not prepped
variables.
for it, it'll just sweep through your team.
Yeah, but in drafts, it's not for me.
Yeah, but in draft, you
Um,
got a whole week to prep for this thing and just put a fire move on one of your mons.
yeah, you're gonna be fine. Even like any special move, any spec special move is gonna
Yeah.
cause damage to it.
I mean, even
I'm gonna,
like a close combat before it gets like an iron defense off is still gonna do a lot.
yeah, but it can be like encored in
Oh yeah,
non.
that's right.
It can be taunted, like yeah.
It's just
The
yeah,
only
it's
way I'd
not.
use this in draft is like the AV, is the AV set. Um, yeah,
But that was like in a Dynamax format, right? When it could
that was only the
Dynamax.
Dynamax format. Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't draft this one, and if I do, everyone just assume that I've got AV on it because that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have AV Ferrophone. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna move on from Ferrothorn. I think we've berated Ferrothorn enough.
Yeah, I don't think it helps that Shedinja is also on the team, so there's like another reason just to run fire. Like,
I think there's a lot of things that I wonder why Shedinja's on here. You got fire weakness, you got flying weakness, ghost weakness.
yeah,
Is there anything else it's weak to?
dark.
Dark weakness,
Uh, I
rock
guess
weakness,
rock if you count Pelipper, and
and Oricorio.
Oricorio and Weavile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shares a lot of weaknesses with the rest of the team.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to run Sash on it if you want it to switch into things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, Shedinja is a bit of an odd one for me.
Yeah, I think this team is super fast, and that's good. But like, it's also a team where you can just run a couple moves as coverage, and then like that's all the prep you need because you'll just like Oko with like a flying move on Buzzwole or a rock move on Oricorio or a fire move on Ferrothorn.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just run a lot of coverage, and that's gonna be enough.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. Or like Nihilego is also another 4 times weakness.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there's a lot of 4 times weaknesses on this team. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, well, the Oreo can be like any of its forms, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But
So
yeah,
I guess that reduces one.
but yeah, I see what you mean. There is a lot.
Yeah, Weavile is 4 times to fighting. Diggersby is also weak to fighting.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the rain, and it's another team that is clearly built around the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got a lot of Hurricane users, Megapert, Pelipper, obviously, Ferrothorn, Weavile to reduce fire attacks. I don't know. Buzzwole likes the rain. But it doesn't have like the Mega Evolution to activate the weather, so you can just they can't lead it because then you just switch something in.
Yep.
And if they have to switch out turn 1, so you already know what they're going to do. If they switch out, they're probably just going to switch it back in again.
Yep. You can
So you
switch
keep,
in
keep
something
your
slower or use Prankster weather.
yeah, and then it just kind of falls apart a bit. And if you've got sand as your weather, they can't really bring in Shedinja, unless
true.
it's like the safety goggles. Shedinja just dies.
Yeah, I feel like if someone has sands, like the team kind of falls apart, except for maybe Nihilego, which gets like a special defense boost, and Diggersby, I guess. But like the rest of the
Yeah,
team can't really do anything.
the thing with Nihilego is with sand comes ground moves,
Yep.
and even Sun comes with ground moves now in like Scorching Sands, Earth Power from Venosaur or Torkoal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Rain is like much better in singles.
yeah, I think so.
Like this team would be good in singles, but I feel like in doubles where you just have like lots of coverage on the team,
Hmm.
it's not that great.
Yeah. Though I'm looking at the type chart, and they only have like net weaknesses against rock and surprisingly water.
Oh, Rain team weak to water.
Yeah, rain team weak to water. So, I think that's quite good in their favor, but I think just the weaknesses they have are so apparent,
Yeah, I think
and the whole team slows down if there isn't rain or something.
yeah, I feel like even though the type matchup has like is pretty good in their favor, it's more like the average type matchup is good, but for specific mons it's not great.
Hmm.
And like yeah, you can switch in and stuff, but eventually you're gonna have to stay in and take the hits.
Yeah,
And with like a mon with like multiple coverage moves, like if it's got grass and fighting and rock, like it's not going to be great because even if you switch in, it can still hit the other mon.
hmm
And the last thing is that like the trick room is pretty weak.
yeah, it is.
I'd
Like just because they're
probably
so fast.
yeah, I'd probably get rid of like Weavile and add like a better trick room mon. And Ferrothorn. I'd get rid of Ferrothorn.
You keep Shedinja.
No, probably not. I'd get rid of Shedinja too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think Ferrothorn is worse than Shedinja.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't like terraforming in draft. Um,
Like there's probably a much better A tiers out there.
mhm. Like even if you just had a regular grass type, if
Like
you wanted it to be there,
Celebi is still an option. You can get that. It's it's a grass type,
yes,
but
that would
it's
be
not.
pretty close. Mm.
There's like just pick up a. You get Hatterene for Trick Room. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's just like a lot of options still out there.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, for now, I'd say it's C tier, but you could definitely like lean into those options, and I think I think all these teams that we're going to go through have potential to be a great team. I don't think there's been uh, a bad team drafted. Um, but for me, this is sitting as a C tier right now.
Yeah, I think it's high C for me. Um, I think with a couple trades, it can definitely move up to like A easily.
Yeah, definitely. Mhm. Yeah, they just need to consider that trick room a bit more.
Yep,
Uh,
and their 4 times weaknesses, and
yeah,
just get rid of Ferrothorn. I might be like hating on it a lot, but it's too easy to slap on a fire move in draft and just have that option like gone.
yeah. I tell you what, I realized. For me, this looks like a singles team. Like you said before, Rain's good for singles. Coco's killing it in OU at the minute. Um, Diggersby's always been like a pillar of BL. Um, is good for switch-ins. Mega Pert was always a pain with like a damp rock.
Pelipper.
Pelipper, because Pelipper can get the switch-ins, but like U-turn, roost, skulls to spread burns and stuff.
Weavel's really good in singles.
Weavar's really good in singles, yeah, like slap a choice band on it. I feel like if it was a singles team, it could definitely be like S tier.
Yeah,
Maybe still get rid of Ferrothorn. I just don't like Ferrothorn. Um,
yeah. I think
but
weather is a lot more difficult to deal with in singles.
yeah, especially Rain. Um, so yeah, I think if it's a singles team, it's definitely S tier. But for doubles, I just don't think this team's going to work as well as it would in singles.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to the next team, and it's the Houston Hooligans, which is my team.
Which is your team. Are you gonna comment on this? Or
I mean, I can let you talk about it if you want. I
yeah,
don't.
no,
I
that's
don't. I don't really want to talk about my own team because I might be too biased.
too biased. Yeah, give away some tech you didn't want.
Yeah.
No, you tell me a bit about this team, but not so much. Um, I think the biggest threat's the Meowstic Darkrai. I think that's just going to be um, at the forefront of everyone's minds in prep. We got that Dark Void. Um, Greninja's cool. I know you like Greninja, and like Greninja's always been good, whether it's Protean or Battle Bond, just to um, wall break.
Hmm.
And I think that's going to be especially important in like a non max where you can just like Specs Hydro Pump, haha, I win, or
Specs
Skull
Water
or whatever.
Shuriken.
Specs Water Shuriken, yeah. Um, so Greninja's pretty cool. Victini's nice. I think his Victory Star like helps its allies as well as itself. I think you can definitely like use that a little bit, uh,
Hmm.
especially looking at the ones you've got. You've got Wishy-Washy, which is an absolute class mon. I am having so much fun with it in the UGA Team Switch Tour.
Yeah, I mean it's the kill leader in that.
It's our kill leader. The only thing I would say is that because Max has helped. Max has helped it out a lot to get extra HP. But it works the other way. Like it's 140 stats. Also, like deal a lot of damage to non-max ones.
Yeah, and
Um,
I feel like when there's no opposing max moves, it also takes less damage. So it's kind of
mhm,
like a trade-off.
yeah,
I think it's definitely good for D tier. Like,
yeah, definitely. Especially when you've got you know, Great British Blastoise's OG Aromatease on the team.
yeah,
You got that. You can set up the triggering for it. Your heal pulse. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
yeah.
It'll be a nice little
I
pairing. I
really
think you're
like
going to find.
my Trick Room team right here.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing I would say about it is it's the same thing we said before. Like you have anti-synergy with Cradily and Wishy-Washy, but you could easily run Surf on Wishy-Washy if you need. There's not so much anti-synergy, and worst comes to worst, like you have 10 other mons to pick from.
Yeah,
Um,
I see what you mean.
so I don't think anti-synergy is such a big thing in draft if you have like another good option in your 10 others, the ones you've got to pick from.
When I was picking
Um,
Cradily, my like thought process was to just like have an option to protect Steelix.
mhm,
So like it covers for like water moves, fire moves, all that stuff, and they work pretty well. Like
mm,
Steelix covers it from like steel moves.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. So that leads me into Steelix actually. Steelix Mega plus 100 points. This is the probably one of the most value picks. Like regular Steelix had put in the work for me
Mm-hmm.
in VBL this last season in like the early weeks, and I think it only stopped because people realized how to get around it. But Mega Steelix doesn't have that problem because it's even bulkier, and it's also got like quite a good special bulk as well.
Yeah, man, it's
Um,
95, which is more than like other mons.
yeah, exactly. Um,
Like that's more
so I
than
think,
Aromatisse.
yeah, definitely. Um, so I don't think you're gonna have as much problem. And like, what's it? Tax 125. Yeah, it's got a better attack stat, so that the Garibald's gonna go in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna stop talking about Mega Steelix because I think it's just a great pick. Um, what else do I like? I like Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's very annoying to prep against because it can either run coaching or like Iron Fist will be really good in a non-max format. So
It gets. I'm pretty sure it
possible.
gets quick guard.
Yeah, it gets one of the guards. I think Hitmonlee gets wide and it gets quick guardian.
Yeah,
Um,
it gets quick guard. And it's inner focus. It can get faked out, and it also has fake out. So
yeah. Anything else I'm going to talk about before I go into the negatives? Uh, Luxray. Luxray's cool. I think Luxray gets style points. But I think there's better Intimidate users out there. Like, it gets Baby Doll Eyes and stuff, but um, I think that's all it does, really. Like, it gets guts, but it doesn't have that much coverage. So I think, I find Luxray pretty one-dimensional. Um, so I think Luxray was an okay pick. The two ones I don't like, which I think is your biggest problem because they're both your tailwind setters, Crobat and Gligar. I don't think Gligar does as much And again, I think Glycar's a singles one. I don't think it's a doubles one. It does a lot to stall you turn out into something else. Set a few toxics, maybe stealth rocks. Maybe that's just Gliscor that gets stealth rocks. I can't remember. And that's it. Like, it can sit there roosting with it, like its incredible bulk of VBL-N. But other than that, I don't know what this mon is going to do for you. And it's the same with Crobat. Like, for a B tier, it's just a Tailwind bot. Like, it's fast and it can set Tailwind and it doesn't get faked out. If you really want, you can run Mental Herb to stop, like, Prankster Taunt or whatever. But I just don't see what Crobat's going to do for you. Like, it doesn't hit anything hard that something else can't. I feel like this team doesn't even really need Tailwind, because you're so fast anyway that they're going to have to bring Tailwind to beat you, but then you just hit them with the Trick Room, Steelix, Wishy Washy. Aromatisse is, in theory, great in Trick Room. I really want to use offensive Aromatisse like Matrix has done in the UGA, because I like this one a lot. And you have, like, even like Water Shuriken's priority. I'm pretty sure Water Shuriken priority.
Yeah, it's +1.
So even in Trick Room it can be useful. But of course you want the Tailwind option there to, like, say to Hev is prepping against you, like, hey, I've got Tailwind. This is something you need to look out for. So I think about switching probably Crobat first over Gligar, because then Gligar's like value Tailwind. And maybe it can Baton Pass out. I don't know. You probably looked. Has he got Baton Pass?
I can check right now.
Yeah, it gets Baton Pass. So you could, like, Sword Dance Baton Pass, I guess. You can pass Baton stats into something else. So at the minute, I'm going to put you at the.
You're gonna put me with?
I was going to put you at the top of A, but I feel like it is. I don't know if it could definitely be like S tier. It could be top of S tier. But there's just a few things that hold it back, I think. Like the Gligar, the Crobat, maybe the Luxray. Yeah. I think I'm going to put you at the bottom of S tier, just to average out top of A, top of S in some trades.
Alright. I don't think I'll rank my own team.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I wouldn't myself.
I will say I picked Luxray because it's one of my favorite Gen 4 mons.
Alright.
And I think it's got pretty good abilities, and it was it worked really well when I was helping you prep against AC.
Yeah, it did okay there, but like I said, I think its Intimidate is good because it gives baby doll eyes and stuff. But I just feel like there's better Intimidators out there.
I think it was also that I wanted an electric type because I didn't have one on my team.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and I understand Gligar being weak, but it was a D tier, so.
Yeah, no, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, I do think Crobat is probably the weakest part of my team, and I am considering changing it, but we'll see how the season goes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think the only thing you definitely have to get rid of is Crobat for me, if it was my team. I think the rest is okay. Like your Trick Room's probably the best Trick Room we've. Well, in fact, no, it is. It's the best Trick Room we've come across so far.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. Like we've done a lot of teams, and I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I think the only other trick room that's as good might be the Mega Camrupt one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's probably on par with that. I think. Yeah, I forgot about that one. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's a nice team. Solid team.
Well, that's good to know.
What's the next team? My computer's like crashed, so
Um,
I'm on my phone.
do you wanna keep going or call it for today?
I'm good, unless you've got to go.
No, I don't have to go. I can keep going.
No. Yeah, I can keep going too.
All right. The next team is London Aces.
London Aces.
Yep. AC's team.
Okay, just let me find out my phone because my computer's still having a little heart attack.
All right.
All right, got it. AC's team.
It's an interesting team.
It's in? Yeah, it is. I think the big thing that stands out to me is like Mega Altaria is plus 100 points. It just, I think it's the same as Steelix. I'm like, why is that plus 100
Yeah,
points?
like look at those stats. It's
It can
super
do so
good.
much. It can Dragon Dance. It can Cotton Sport, a Storm,
Hyper voice. If you want to go
Hyper
special.
Voice. Yeah, its typing is really good. So yeah, that was the first thing that stood out to me. And then it's like it's backed up by stuff that it needs to be backed up by. Like you got Klefki screens, Klefki to like a Thunder Wave, whatever's slower than it anyway normally. Pre-Marina, well actually it's a fairy itself, so it doesn't matter. Incineroar for like steel types. Yeah, 2 psychic types for poison. I think this is a solid team.
I think the only weakness this team has is other fairy types. Like they only resist this Klefki.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So that's a pretty big weakness. But it's got like some solid attack, like Gothitelle, Chat Tag, and Altaria gets perished on.
Mm-hmm.
But you got
Yeah, I mean,
Primarina hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
Indeedee Mill with Devil, like Fake Tears, Expanding Force.
Yeah, or even like Indeed Mill with Gothitelle, like double expanding force.
Oh yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like your VBL team, your VBLS team.
Really?
Like you've got Budget Lele in Indeedee. Zapdos is kind of like Hololucha.
Nah, it's
Like
not
it's a
as it's
fighting.
not as good as Holicha.
Yeah, Hololucha would probably be a 1-on-1 because of aired out speed, but I don't know. I feel like Zapdos isn't. Again, Zapdos is more of a singles one, I think. Like it's pretty good in doubles, but not it's not as good as like the Moltres or Articuno is, I don't think. Um, but it gets like coaching and stuff, so I think it could be like really good support. Whether that's the Airstream, no, you don't max. Um, yeah, so maybe it could be pretty good in non-max, like
I
banded, close combats, brave birds and stuff.
yeah,
Gets coaching for like Incineroar, Electivire, um, Trapinch.
coaching
Trapinch.
Trapinch.
Coaching Trapinch.
You know,
Already know.
Trapinch gets Arena Trap. So you can run
Oh, do you?
Perish Long with it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And its attack stat is so high. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, Trapinch hasn't got any chill. Um,
I think like the main weakness of this team is speed control. Like you got Gothitelle for Trick Room, and then you have your only tailwind is Altaria.
but you've got Indeedee and Miss Magius for Trick Room too.
That's true, but they're like pretty fast, so
Yeah, that's true.
and then like you don't have like Mons in Trick Room.
Hmm.
Like the Solus is aside from Trapinch is gonna be Laurentis, which isn't gonna do that much at 45.
Hmm.
So yeah, this team is like its only weakness is faster speed control. So
Yeah, definitely.
if you can get a faster like Tailwind, Icy Wind, whatever, or if you can get like
Hmm.
a Trick Room off without them being able to like imprison the Trick Room or to stop the
Yeah.
Trick Room, then you can probably beat this team pretty easily. But if you can't control the speed of the match, then this team's is just gonna roll through you.
Hmm. I also feel like I look at this team and I think like this team's got a lot of hidden tech to it that we haven't thought about.
Yeah, this
Um,
it's got a lot of like
knowing,
potential.
yeah, and playing AC a few times, I feel like he's definitely thought about this team,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like he's going to be able to surprise a lot of people with what it can do.
Yeah.
Like he's a very creative coach. Um, so I feel like his team's going to do a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
after watching the VBL-S finals, I think Klefki and Altaria fit his playstyle pretty well.
yeah, really well. Um, yeah, I think he can do really well with it. But just going on the ones alone, I think it's A tier.
Yeah, it's a solid A tier. All right, the next team is Libertyville Luxrays, which is Beebraf's team.
Bro, this team is
It's pretty stacked.
he's got some tech that he's fought through, like adaptability Lucario with Berserker,
Yep.
Murkrow.
Oh yeah, Murkrow, with
It's
Prankster.
just budget, Sableye, and Tailwind.
I mean, it gets Tailwind and Quash.
Yeah.
He's got two Follow Me users with Lucario and Magmar.
Mhm.
Magmar could run Eviolite.
Yeah, definitely. I think Magmar's pretty good. I looked at it for UGA 3 too. Um, uh, I just considered it because I think there's something better that I can take for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely got like a lot of tech. Like it gets Mach Punch, so it could even like do some weakness policy shenanigans into Hydreigon. And some stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I think Heatwave is in need against this team
Oh yeah, this team has a
with like
lot of fire weaknesses.
Voodoo, Sarina, Berserker, Lucario,
Yeah.
and they're like the biggest threats, I think. But he's got ways around it. You know, he's got the thick fat Snorlax. He's got Magma, Salazzle, Slowking. Ampharos is pretty thick.
Yeah, I think he might have the problem of just having a lot of shared weaknesses, like
Yeah, definitely.
a lot of fighting and like ground.
Yeah, for sure.
But like this team also has a lot of potential with like Mew and Snorlax and Lucario. Like Lucario can do a lot of things.
hmm
And you can run it physical or special. Like adaptability hits super hard with those attacking stats.
Yeah, it does. And like you can just use Bullet Punch. It doesn't even need to have Meteor Mash when you're like adaptability, Steely Spirit, 145 attack.
Steely Spirit is like a life orb boost, right?
Oh, it's Life Orb? I thought it was like Choice Band.
I'm not sure. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Now you've said.
Oh yeah, you're right. Choice band. So with adaptability, yeah, plus the mega
Yeah,
stats, it's insane. I
but
think
yeah,
I think there are some like a couple weird choices. Like there's like Salazzle. I don't really know what it's doing on this team.
yeah, like I don't think you need Salazzle, because you have like Sarina, so you don't need to like outspeed any fake outs or anything.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you have like afterwards you have Quash, Murkrow.
Yeah,
But you know, Salazzle's cool.
this team's probably gonna. This team has super good speed control with Murkrow and Mew.
hmm
It's like you don't really need Salazzle because the only thing it's good at is being fast.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the other thing is Tapu Bulu. Like, I'm not sure what it does on this team.
I think it's good to have it to like protect against earthquakes because you've got a lot of ground weakness on this team.
That's true, but
You also have like a lot of ground resistance, which is including Bulu, of course, as well.
I feel like if you get rid of Salazzle, you kind of get rid of some of the ground weakness as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, I do think this team kind of needs wide guard. I don't know if one of these mons gets wide guard.
Maybe Snorlax.
Maybe.
Definitely looks like it gets it in Unite. That block goes on forever.
Yeah. No, it doesn't get wide guard. This team's a little weak to spread moves with Heat Wave and Earthquake.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's it. But you don't have much fire resist.
Yeah, no. I think it's a nice team. I think it's like I think it's A plus. I think it just need to be. I think there's too many like common
Yeah, I think
weaknesses.
like the team is just being held back by like the common weaknesses.
Yeah, definitely.
If it had more variety of types, it would be super hard
Mm.
to prep for. But now you just like you put on like some taunts for Mew and the redirection and then you just put on coverage moves. But
Yeah.
if you have more type variety, it's gonna be harder to choose like what moves to put.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do think Serena is like a really good pick though on this team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just going to be better than it is in Series 10 because there's no restricted.
Yeah,
Like, it is already pretty bulky. Anyway.
yeah, it gets a lot of support moves too.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it a few weeks ago. It gets a lot of support moves. Which is, yeah, it's kind of one I look for in draft. Like, it's just a bit of utility as well. Like, you can change up its set. So you get keep everyone getting.
It gets screens.
You get screens.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's a class mon. And even if you run against like a proper sleep team, you can just run Sweet Veil. If you don't need Queenly Majesty.
yep. Yeah, that's also a great ability.
Yeah. No, solid team. Just needs to be worried about its like shared weaknesses.
Yeah, it's definitely top of A tier.
Yeah. What else would I expect from the Wunderkind?
Yeah, we'll see how his playoff run goes this season.
Oh, shots. Uh,
Next team,
cool. So, top of 18. Here we go next.
Grafton Gang Curse.
I'm thinking again.
Yes, the Mega Zam team
Mega Zam. I'm already scared.
with Indeedee female.
With Indeedee female.
I
Bruh.
don't understand how Mega Zam was 70 plus 75 on the tier list.
I mean, let's like on its sets alone, like I can maybe get why it is. Like it's fast, okay, but it's only going to hit one mon, and it's really frail. The thing that makes it so good is because they were allowed to like get redirection within DD
Yep.
and the psychic terrain. So okay, like you can't hit it with a single target move because Indeed is there saying no. But if you got the right moves, you could put like a scarf on something and just hit it for like with earthquake, or a rock slide or something. Well, like something that can just hit it for a lot of damage on the physical side. But if Kana is like wary of that, and they EV the Alakazam to like survive those hits, then like that's going to be really threatening because you don't need to put that much special attack EV into something that's got a base special attack of 175 and is just expanding, forcing in psychic terrain.
Yeah, I mean you don't need to put much speed either. It's because it's got 150.
Yeah, exactly. And since you're following me, you don't really need to worry about the speed control for a few turns. Like, just focus on knocking mons out.
Yeah, if it can survive for 2 turns, it's gonna get KOs. Like if you're not immune or resisting, it's just gonna get the KOs.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think that's that's all we need to say about Mega Alakazam. Like super value. Um, you just need to figure out a way how to get it down before it destroys your team.
Yep.
Um,
Like I feel like Kenner can probably bring Indeedee Alakazam to every match. Like and it's just an option. You have to deal with it as a lead.
yeah, exactly. And you could even like just not lead it. You could lead something else and just have it in the back.
Yep.
Um, like as a late game sweeper, just you could run protect on it. If Alakazam comes out by itself or indeed he comes out by itself, just protect and hit with the other mon or something. Um, yeah, it's just going to be crazy. It's going to do a lot of damage.
I think the rest of the team covers really nicely with that one lead. Like the Crocodile covers for like
Yeah.
dark and ghost types. So Volley can do a lot of things. I think it does even more with Netjax.
Hmm.
And it's like if you need a defensive typing, you can just use the Volley for that.
Yeah.
Azumarill is also another really good choice.
Really good choice. You can run Sap Sipper or like huge power. If you want to be supportive, like Sap Sipper removes one of its like glaring weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And like huge power is just a great ability to have, like just aquajetting things. But I guess you're not going to be aquajetting things in psychic terrain. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only downside of the psychic terrain is that a lot of these mons do get priority, but they won't be able to use it. Like
Yeah, like Talonflame as well.
Talonflame won't be able to use flying moves at
Hmm.
full HP. And you got like Scizor, Bullet Punch, Hariyama gets fake out.
Yeah. But also, well, like, what's the Trick Room or is it Carbink?
Yeah, it's just Carbink.
It's Carbink. So that's a 4 times weakness. I guess you can have Sturdy, but it's a 4 times weakness to like the steel types to like get the Trick Room set up, and which it might be. You might have a hard time like setting up Trick Room for like Marowak to do work or like maybe Scizor. And even Carping's pretty fast. Like its base speed's 50. So I feel like one way to get around this team is Trick Room. Like his slowest mon is a speed of 40, 43. Yeah, the Vikavolt.
Yep. I mean, ground types are pretty good against this Trick Room as well.
Yeah, like, yeah, absolutely.
There is also like I don't know what Leaveny's doing here. It's
My memory of Leaveney is just sticky webs.
Yeah, I don't think it does anything. Like, you don't need like a fast, frail attacker because you already have Mega Zam
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
Talonflame too.
exactly.
Like, you don't need
Yeah.
any more of that.
Hmm.
It shares weakness with Scizor too, so four
Yeah, that's
times
true.
weakness.
Yeah, 2 4 times weakness to fire is pretty big. Um,
I think,
but yeah, I think
yeah, I think
no, go on.
if this team gets like another Trick Room user, like a Trick Room setter,
Hmm.
that can be used to also stop Trick Room,
Yeah.
it could be really good. Because Carbing's not is not like doing much. Like it gets faked out, taunted. Like it gets
Hmm.
faked out, Sturdy's gone. I guess you have Indeedee Carbink, but then that's like a super passive lead, and your opponent can just set up on that.
Yeah, sure. And then take advantage of it anyway, for like
Yeah.
switching to slow mode because they're going to go trick room. Um, yeah, I feel like this team's strength just lies in that Alakazam and like building around the like what the Alakazam's going to do against the team.
Mhm.
Um, like you bring your Scizor for the dark types, Crocodile for the ghost and psychic types. Um, and maybe Silvally just to like choice band multi attack things or blow up because like explosion's going to do a lot of damage in like Nat decks for non-max.
Yep. Yeah, I think if you change a couple mons, like leave any and just add to the Trick Room mode of this team, it could be so much better.
Hmm.
It's already like
Yeah,
really good, but if you add
yeah.
threats in the Trick Room, it just gets that much better.
Hmm. I feel like this team just gets beaten by good prep.
Yeah. I think one thing is that Alakazam can only hold the Mega Stone, right? So you know
Yeah,
it's
it can't
like,
have Slash.
yeah, you know it's not gonna have Sash or Scarf,
Hmm.
so you can run your own Scarf, go and try to outspeed.
Yeah, and you can like boost with Helping Hand or something, or to get them spread moves like a bit more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had this team at A when we first started talking about this, but I don't know if I feel like it's slowly slipping down to B, like high B.
Really?
Like I think I might put it at the bottom of A because there's ways around it in like in the trick room, like we said about the trick room not being very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not much ways to stop it. Uh, Zam can also be just stopped by like terrain, like switching into
Oh yeah,
terrain
we
mod.
haven't mentioned that, but yeah.
Prankster terrain, like grassy terrain or misty terrain from like a Whimsicott or Cottony.
I mean, even Wide
Um,
Guard, like you can run Wide Guard on something, and if it's
yeah,
running Expending Force, it's not
yeah, because it's going to be running probably like Expending Force,
Dazzling Gleam.
Dazzling Gleam, yeah. Um, Protect, maybe? And Ally Switch, not Ally Switch, I don't know.
Focus Bust,
Focus Blast, yeah.
Focus Miss.
Focus Miss, not if you got Gravity. But, um,
Does Alakazam get gravity?
I don't know. I don't know. This I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to be harsh and put it in B. Although it could be A. I've just got a lot of A's, and I think they're better than this team.
Yeah,
Purely just because
I kind of agree
the
with
ways
you
it runs
there.
psychic terrain and trickery.
I think a couple of changes could definitely strengthen this team to A
Yeah, for
or
sure.
even S,
Hmm.
as long as you cover that big trick room weakness.
Yeah, and the reliance on the terrain, yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right. Next team is Seeking. Nova Scotia Seeking.
Scotty seeking. Bruh. Okay, so I looked at this team and I was like, S tier immediately. So that's a good sign. Like, just to name a few mons: Lele,
Stoutland.
Excadrill, Togekiss, Drifblim with Lele, Stoutland, obviously.
Oh,
Uh,
it's got Charjabug S tier.
Hippowdon, Mega Blastoise with Chargerbug. You know, you
Dude,
follow me, Shell Smash with Blastoise,
yeah, just run
switching
Blacephalon,
Chargerbug.
Charjabug, like just go mind blow.
Yeah, Protect Mind Blown.
Lele gets
Okay, so
telepathy too, so and Oranguru gets telepathy too. The mind blown attack.
yeah, you can run like Shell Bell, Instruct. I don't know. Um, okay, so because it's got so many positives, just the ones that it has, like it's intimidating to look at. I'm gonna start with the negatives. So like type matchup, it's got a lot of like things that have got net weaknesses: dark, ghost, ice, psychic, and water. All of which are like
A
quite
rock,
quite common.
not psychic, rock.
Rock, sorry. Oh yeah, I read it wrong. Rock. Like, but even still, like all are quite common
Mm-hmm.
offensive moves. So that's going to be something they're going to look out for. Um, and they're not all predominantly like physical weaknesses. So intimidate isn't going to like cover that as much as you maybe hope for it to.
Yep.
Um,
I do think
yeah,
this team is bulkier on the special side.
yeah, it is. Like just looking at the average stats, yeah, it is. Um, so like I guess the intimidate is going to help in general. And also like I feel like Driftbloom's going to do a lot of work with the Tailwind and like choice specs, Psychic, Psyshock, and Blast.
Yep.
Like we both know Lele is S tier, uh, not tier 1
It's
or A
only
tier, whatever would be the
yeah.
equivalent.
Well, it's S tier in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, they changed it after after my
after you wrecked House.
yeah.
Um, I'm not sure what Electros and Muck are going to do for the team. I don't know if they were just there like, oh, we need to fill in our D tiers.
I think that's probably what it was, like just coverage and filling out.
Yeah,
They're like they're pretty good D tiers.
yeah, definitely. I just think there's so much synergy in this team as well.
Yeah, it's really hard to prep for everything.
Like a Blastoise can go with could easily synergize with Charger Bug, Togekiss, and Lele because of Terrain Pulse. And he gets its Mega Launcher for Terrain Pulse as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a reason.
Togekiss, Blastoise, and Shell Smash. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Like, there's a reason this mon was banned from NatDex OU.
oh, it was.
Yeah, maybe even like anything goes. Let me check.
Because of Shell Smash?
Because it got Shell Smash, yeah, and it can just like do so much damage.
Yeah, but it gets like
That's-
a lot of moves that benefit from Mega Launcher. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Mega Blastoise got banned from National Dex.
it's Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse. I can run, I guess. Yeah, it's super good. And Terrain Pulse is like, how strong is it? It's 100.
100 base power and Mega Launcher makes it 150. So yeah, it's with a 135 base attack, like special attack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so bulky as well. Like normal Blastoise is bulky, but Mega Blastoise is just even bulkier.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got Good Boy Stoutland putting in the work. Choice Scarf after you, or Sand Rush if you want to keep your Blastoise in sand somehow.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think this team needs to worry about so much about its like type chart because it's just going to hit you really hard.
It's probably going first, and yeah, it's got a lot of coverage on the team.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think
And
the only downside of the team is that there aren't that many physical attackers. They're all special, but it's not a big deal. It's just like it's just a small like minor issue.
another thing is it's Trick Room again. Like their only Trick Room one really is Hippowdon, and that's 47. I think they needed slower mons for me to characterize it as S tier. I think that's the only thing that's holding them back. So maybe they could like find some good like D tiers, like you did in Wishy Washy, for example, or just something similar to that. That they can just use to make their Trick Room a bit more threatening.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Their best way of stopping Trick Room as well is like Fake Out from Blastoise, but it's pretty slow for a Fake Out user. And maybe like Imprison from Oranguru.
Yeah.
So they might struggle with the Trick Room matchup, but aside from that, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's the only thing they need to sort out is that Trick Room, I feel. If they do that, I think it's probably the best team in the draft.
I think it's like low S tier.
Yeah, I'd probably put it at lowest tier.
Because I feel like Like there's situations where even if you're trying to set Trick Room against them, they just do so much damage to you that your Trick Room setter might not even survive. Like Battery Water Spout
Hmm.
from Mega Blastoise.
Yeah, definitely. And especially if you lead passive like that, you can just helping hand the Blastoise,
Yeah.
and it's gonna water spout you. Like 78 slow, but it's gonna outspeed um, passive leads with a bit of speed investment.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if like you get trigger them off because you had like focus sash or sturdy or whatever, um, you can just stall it out quite easily with protects, follow me,
Mm-hmm.
and then revenge
Yeah,
kill
this
with
a lot of this
blaze
team
foot or
is pretty
melee.
bulky, so even if you do get Trick Room up, it's gonna be difficult to just KO everything.
Yeah, yeah. So I agree. It's like lowest tier. It just needs a few more like um threatening trigger ones to like steer away from opponents doing that. I think.
Yeah, I think if it adds Trick Room mons for offense rather than like defensive options, it
Mm.
like just having like an option to go Trick Room offensively could be really good for this team.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the next team is the Cavaliers. New York Cavaliers.
You know they have a lot of cool ones, but they have like I feel like they're really weak to fighting. Like they have a lot of resistances, and they don't have like a net weakness on the type matchup. But
But
you
yeah,
know,
it's easy to run fighting coverage on a team. Like
fighting coverage when you're not expecting it, yeah. So it's quite easy to hit it with fighting, yeah. Um, Clefable's cool. Clefable's better than Clefairy, in my
of
opinion, for
course,
draft.
yeah.
Um, just being able to run it as like offensive, its defensive stats aren't that much lower. Um,
Unaware.
than if you're yeah, if you're like you get unaware, yeah, so you can't even like set up and try and just overthrow it that way. Regieleki's cool for speed control, like it's faster than a lot of things, even in Tailwind.
Yeah, Reggie like he's like one of the best mons in this format.
Yeah, yeah, its transistor ability is just going to do so much damage as well. And you can't max. Um,
Torcat is a nice pick.
Torracat's a nice pick, yeah. Fast fake out, intimidate, parting shot. Yeah, it's not value at C. I think it is value at C tier. Um,
I don't I don't see the point though of having Glalie when you already have Mamoswine. So I think the that D tier could
yeah,
have been something else.
I do come some things, but also for like Sand Slash, like
Oh yeah, like
you want his Sand Rush, but I've used Sand Slash before, and I think there's a lot better Sand Rush users out there. Um, I can't think of any at the top of my head, but I just imagine there are
I think most of them
ones
have
that haven't
range
been
though, right?
taken. Yeah, I mean we've seen Excadrill and Stoutland. I feel like there's more, right? Like maybe a Cell,
No,
but
there's
then it's like
there's
not
no
a
more
Cell.
actually. There's just
Isn't
Lycanroc.
it? All right. Yeah, Lycanroc. Yeah, that's fair. I guess Sandslash is a good D tier for that then, if there were no others that were picked. Um,
I mean, I don't know, like Gigalith by itself could be pretty good too. You could probably get,
mhm.
but Sunslash is the D tier, so having
Yeah,
something that works with another one of your mons for D tier is pretty good.
it's pretty good. Like if you need like the Sunrush user 1 week and it's there, then you know 100 a base 100 attack I think isn't bad. Like it's gonna be good. Yeah, men's is cool. I've just saw Salamence there.
Oh, this team, I just realized this team has a pretty big ground weakness. Like, you got Salamence is immune, and Chestnut is resist, but everything else is neutral or weak.
Oh yeah, -3. Yeah, so I guess just get rid of the Chestnut and then like your Earthquakes it'll
Yeah, I mean,
do pretty well.
Chestnut, I don't know, like, what Chestnut does. It just, I've never seen anyone use Chestnut.
I feel like it's just gonna like tank hits, hit back maybe a little bit with that 107 attack. But it can't tank like special hits.
Yeah, probably dice to like an air slash easily.
Yeah, bad speed for Trick Room and not Trick Room.
Trick Room and Tailwind, like 64 is pretty bad.
I feel like they're gonna have to lean a lot on Clefable.
Yep.
For this team to work. But it definitely could. Like with Clefable Salamence is already like a really good pair, like type wise, synergy wise.
Yeah, I think this team's gonna rely a lot on their top tiers.
But I feel like
Lucky, Mamoswine, Clefable.
Yeah. But I feel like Mamoswine could do a lot of work in non-Dynamax, like just Choice Band Ice Shards just flying around.
Yeah, definitely.
Cleaning up. And like, it hasn't got like a bad speed. Like, it's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, and it gets Ice Shard, so.
Yeah, Ice Shard. Just, yeah. Earthquakes, high horsepowers, Icicle Spears, Crashes. Mammo's got a Mammo.
This team just has a huge ground weakness, and like Mamoswine isn't enough for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so maybe that's what the chest art's there for, to like switch into ground types.
Maybe.
Yes.
Gigalith gets Wide Guard, right?
Yes.
So I guess you could bring Wide Guard for Earthquakes.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this team has a lot of good top tiers, but it feels like they're always gonna be coming to the matches.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, I think...
Wait, does Salamence not get extreme speed? I thought it did.
Salamence? No, I don't think so.
Oh. Never mind then. Oh, I'm probably thinking of Dragonite.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like Jellicent can help with like all the earthquakes too. Like he gets like he can burn things, it can strength sap. If it is stab ground, it can just like scald them or water spell them if he gets in the right position.
That's true.
So he can set up his Trick Room. Yeah, Sunslash could do something in Trick Room against the right team. Like it's not. If I made Excadrill work in Trick Room, in the UGA.
Sandvale, Sandslash.
Yeah, Sandvale, Sandslash. Like Sandslash can definitely work in Trick Room if Excadrill can. Against the right team.
I think
Bishop, nice ability in Defiant, in the focus. Does not get faked out if that's more of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I put it in A tier, but mainly just because of its top heavy ones and Torracat.
Yeah, but I feel like relying too much on the on your top tiers, like later on in the season, it'll be harder because people will
Hmm.
know your game plan, and
Yeah, definitely.
you don't have much to like change up.
Hmm.
I feel like this is a high B tier.
Yeah, yeah. No, I still think it's A tier. I still think there's like you can do enough with Salamence because you can run it physical, you can run it special, maybe like tailwind support. Um, Clefable's nice with Magic Guard. Synergizes well with the sand. Um, yeah, no, for me, I still think it's A. But I see where you're coming from by putting it in B.
Yeah, I see your opinion, but for me, it's just there's not a lot of like there's not much you can change, like
Hmm.
just because of the shared weaknesses.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's one that's like one trend that's been happening like throughout this like video of
Hmm.
the like lower tiers having a lot of shared weaknesses.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because it makes it easier to prep against,
Hmm.
and you just have to spend less resources covering the all the mons on the team.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess like Salamence also has a problem in like ice coverage. I think like if you spent if you're not getting any points out of something that's like mega and it just gets bopped by like Aurora Beam or something, I think that's a problem as well, I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean 120 is not the fastest in this format,
Yeah, it's not.
and there's things that are faster that get ice beam
Yeah,
and will just hit one hit KO.
yeah, that's true. But maybe I'll put it towards like the bottom of A tier.
All right, you ready to move on to the next team?
Yeah, sure.
It's the Stunfisk.
Stunfisk. Stunfisk Kumamoto. Oh, this is Harami's team.
Yeah, it's his team.
Yeah, I've heard a bit about him from you, of course. I'm gonna go straight to Stunfisk because I watched a bit of Poppin's video and they gave Stunfisk a bit of hate, and I feel like I got to defend Stunfisk, and I feel like Stunfisk has became too much of a meme that it can't get out of a hole, and everyone like says it's bad. But you know, for a mod that can hold its own against like Yveltal, Zacian, and like Shadow Rex, um, I think Stunfisk is a great D tier. Not Stunfisk Gala. Stunfisk Gala's got its own problem in its ability, but like regular Stunfisk, with static can do a lot of work. He gets recovery and pain split.
Wait, why? What is? Why does the regular Stunfisk have limber if it can't be paralyzed?
Like why do a lot of abilities have like Rotom Flying has Levitate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my little defensive Stunfisk over.
I mean, in a D tier, it's a pretty good mon defensively,
Mm-hmm.
and having both, I guess you can pick whichever like bulk you want, whether you want physical or special.
Yeah, that's true.
Static is nice, but like I feel like the ability, like even though it's pretty trash, it's not like why you pick Stunfisk.
No, I think what I mainly used it for was its bulk. Like it's got like a humongous HP stat, 109.
Yeah, and its
And
defenses are good, like
like its
99,
defenses are better
84.
than yeah, its defenses are better than Gastrodon's, and like that's bulky enough already.
Mm-hmm. And the
Um,
attacking stats not bad, like 81
yeah,
for the special
81.
one or 87 for the physical one.
Mm-hmm. And it gets foul play too.
Yeah.
You can hear impulse, pain split up. Like it's got a lot of utility. I think it's a great D tier.
Yeah, I think in the right hands it can be a really annoying mon.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Uh,
let's move on to the rest of the team.
yeah.
So, what do you think of the S tiers? Cortana and Lando T.
Katana's good. Because it's frail already on the special defense, so I'm not really bothered about its 4 times weakness. It's just there to hit things hard. Maybe get a boost if it's lucky. And then just snowball. Lando T is trash. Like, it's got the same problem as that Theraform, but it's not as bulky, and it's not the fastest. So you just need to like slap a random ice beam onto any ice or water mon, or any mon that gets ice coverage, and it's no longer a problem.
Yeah, 91 is not enough. Like we just said earlier, that Salamence has the 4 times ice weakness, and it's just worse for Lando.
Yeah, and it can't even tank them with extra HP from Dynamax.
Yeah.
So I feel like Landorus is a bit of a waste of an S tier. Yeah, I mean, what do you think
I do
about
think
them?
like, even though it is 4 times weak to ice, like the rest of the team kind of covers the ice weakness pretty well. But yeah, you can still just run Ice Beam on Amon and have that for coverage.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you got Blastoise for redirection. But
That's true.
you just for Blizzard or even a water move. Like he's just got too many weaknesses to be good in draft, I think. Or to be consistent, should I say. Like you can always hit things hard. But to be consistent, I feel like it's got
Yeah, you might have to always run Scarf on it or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Blastoise. I think it's very good in Nat decks because of all its support moves it gets. Follow me, main me, and it's bulky enough to follow me and take a lot of hits. Water's a good defensive typing. It's only weak to grass and electric, and it's got quite a few resistances. The option's always there for it to something else to have follow me and Shell Smash up with Water Spell. It doesn't necessarily need its Mega to be good. Although of course the Mega is a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Togepi, you can have a Shell Smash Blastoise.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Like Togepi is just like, again, it's another one that's just great value. Is it D tier or C tier in this
It's
league? D
D
tier.
tier.
Yeah, so D tier, like it's the same like thing with that had AC had on his team, and you've had in previous draft weeks. Take the it doesn't die. Like it starts a whack, but it can still just take any hit with the EVO light, and it's support is just great. And it allows like any of these monsters to like set up, not just Blastoise. Like for example, Shell Smash Crustle is an option, or like even Slowbro, Centric Room, and Calm Minding.
Yep.
Because the Calm Minds are pretty good on it, because with its ability, like it can't get critted,
I
and
mean,
it has
even like
recovery.
Nasty Plot Rotom or
Yeah.
Swords Dance. Oh no, you have the physical attackers.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think Togepi is a great pick for Haram. Um, but I think that's a problem. It's like it's a very. I feel like a lot of this damage is going to come from setup moves. So it's going to take like a turn or two for this team to get going before it starts like sweeping. I
Yeah.
think if it manages to get that, I think it's a solid team.
Yeah, it is gonna rely a lot on the follow me and all the setup
Hmm.
to like set up Trick Room or Shell Smash or any sort of damage.
Yeah. Um, but we were saying just before about it's got a lot of like options for Trick Room because of the after you. Like Slowbro and Togepi and Florges have after you. So any of these fast ones can still be utilized pretty well in Trick Room with
Yep.
that.
He's got a pretty good fast mode too, since Kartana gets Tailwind with
Yeah,
the Nat Dex.
yeah, definitely. I think Cypher gets it too.
Yeah,
Um,
Scyther does.
with like, and it gets pretty bulky, of course. Like it can use it with your light as well, and its defense is a base 80, so it can get pretty bulky. Um,
That's true.
it can probably survive rock slides and stuff. Um, yeah, my only problem with this team, like outright problem I have with this team, is matchup. Like I don't know what matchup brings. I don't know. Do you have any insight? Like I know you've known him for a while. Like see,
Uh, I'm not sure why he drafted Machamp.
yeah,
Maybe he just wanted the fighting side.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, for me, it just looks out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like yeah, he's just got such strong like physical attackers already. Katana and Amanda. Um, like Crystal's pretty good, especially if we like do what they said with the Shell Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd argue Scythe is better because it's got better like it's got support moves in that deck. So yeah, I guess if you're looking for a fighting type, you can use Guts to help that, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
it gets some
it can, like
priority. Like
yeah, that's true.
it gets Bullet Punch. It gets Vacuum Wave, but I don't think I'll ever use that unless you want to do like some weak
We,
armor crystal stuff.
yeah, weakness policies and stuff. That could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think this is like a decent team. There's nothing like too special, but it's not that it's not super one dimensional.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for creativity on this team.
Yeah, I think
So
this is a team that's gonna depend on how well the two players battle.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
just because of how the mons are. Like, there's not a lot of like crazy tech. It's more like positioning
Hmm.
and setup.
Yeah,
But
no, I agree with that. So for me, I think this is a mid B tier.
yeah, that's what
Like
I
it's
was gonna
not
say.
not bad,
Mid B tier.
but it doesn't have anything that like. There's nothing like super scary about this team. Like
Yeah,
Katana and Lando, I think we said at the start of this section is they're pretty frail if you can prepare for them. Like if you have the ice or water or fire option for Katana,
yeah,
the spread. Um, yeah,
yeah. This is just a very like honest team. Like, you know what it's gonna do. So the question is, can you stop it and outplay the opponent?
yeah, definitely. Honest is a very good way of putting it. It's it's the perfect word when you said that. I was like, chef's kiss word of putting this team.
All right. So we got the last team, which is the Whimsicots, the Wedgers Whimsicots.
Just whimsical.
A lot of fake out at the start. This is an interesting team.
Yeah, for me, this like screams hyper offense.
Yeah, yeah, especially with Urshifu, Mancha.
Like even Reggie Draco, like Reggie Draco doesn't do much
Yeah,
else than
Arctizel as
big
well
things.
with the Mega Abomasnow.
Yeah. At Mesprit, it's like I don't know, is it the all rounder Mesprit? Or like the offensive fairy? Like Lake Guardian fairy.
Uh, it's got 105 in every stat. HP
Ah
is
yes.
80
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the
and
the
speed
well
is 80.
like the rounder one. But even so, like the good stats, Mesprit's are nice. Mesprit, I think. Um and yeah. And you said it, they have a lot of fake out to maybe like help with that hyper offense to keep it on the front foot.
Yeah, but one thing I noticed with this team is that they share a lot of types. Like, there's two normal types. There's like three water types.
Hmm.
There's like two ice types, two electric types, two
Yeah,
psychic
I think
types. Or yeah,
yeah, that's definitely reflected in their like their type matchup.
yeah. It's like
Um,
there's like no fairy resist, and that's probably gonna be a problem for them.
yeah, especially when
And no dragon resist either.
yeah, it's gonna be tough because I think especially in like a non max meta, I think hyper offense does have its place. Um, like my team's pretty hyper offense in the last league we did, and it worked out. But I don't think you can have a lot of weaknesses to a lot of different types for it to work. I think you need to. I had like a ground weakness, but all of my teams do. Like it's not a Hawkeyeben team without a lot of ground weakness.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind having just like uh, a bad type matchup in one move because you can just plan for that one move, and then you can take a lot of hits from other things. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of red and yellow on this type matchup, and I don't know how they're gonna prep for everything that their opponent can bring to
Yeah, it seems like
basically stop the hyper offense.
their only way of supporting the hyper offense is with like fake out ally switch or screens like
Mm.
Aurora Veil from Abomasnow. But Abomasnow is just really bad.
Yeah, it is. It's not great. And again,
It's
like,
it's really slow, so you're not gonna. You, I doubt you'd set up screens before getting KO'd.
yeah, and the Trick Room mode isn't the greatest too. Like, you have Abomasnow and Arachnid. They're going to be your main Trick Room users, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
because you can't have
well,
Arctozolt. It'll be too fast with Abomasnow.
yeah, unless you run static or Volcans, but
And then that's
that's
that's also
a pretty useless ability.
three rock
Yeah.
weaknesses in Trick Room.
Yeah, I feel like you just bring. I feel like you bring fire to this team because Double's also weak to fire with its fluffy ability,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and you already take out its ice core. Rock, like you said, because then you take care of the Trick Room.
This team is
And then
also
like,
like super weak to taunt. You can just taunt all of its support and they can't do much. Like Suicune, Mesprit, Gothorita.
mhm.
Like it's gonna be, and even Abomasnow. You taunt the Abomasnow, it can't set up Aurora Veil.
Yeah, especially when it can't hold Mental Herb because it has to have the Stone Knight.
Yeah,
Is that the rule?
yeah, that's the real.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a hyper offense team, but the support can't really support, or there's not enough support for the offense.
Mhm.
And the offense is not enough on its own. Like Urshifu is really good, but it's not enough. Like it can't be your main. It's usually not like the main mon that you use, especially
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I feel like this team's gonna be looking to get a KO turn one,
Mhm.
and then like just have the full three advantage there. So I think the one that's gonna be like most responsible for that is probably the Urshifu with the Rage Draco.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
so I bring something that can just bulk turn one out, mainly against those mons.
well, not even
And
that. I feel like if you're just faster or you have quick guard against this team, you just win. They can't do much.
mm, yeah, yeah,
Because like the fake out Urshifu is really strong, but if you have quick guard, it's not a big deal.
not a big deal, no.
Or if you have a faster fake out.
Mhm. Yeah, because what's the fastest fake out? Is it me and Show?
It's Mbapom actually. 115.
115. Oh well, 115 is a
Yeah, it's pretty fast,
good
but
speed team.
I feel like they're not really gonna bring Mbapom to their games. They're probably gonna bring Mineshaw.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. Or Gothorita if they want to like trap like a passive lead or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Helping
and
hand ban do a lot of damage, I guess.
this team also has like the like sash syndrome. A lot of mons want the sash.
Yeah, sure. Mian Shao, probably Ambipom. Yeah, Ambipom's defenses are great. And, what
Urshifu,
else? Shifu, Gothorita.
yeah.
It's like a bad matchup, I guess, for it. Yeah, that's true. I I feel like this team just needs to focus on its weaknesses, reducing this, getting a few more um, green tiles in their type matchup row.
I mean, I think a steel
Um,
type would be great for this team, but they do have
yeah, I'm
fire
thinking,
weakness, so I think yeah, I think something because they don't have a single fairy resist, so I think they do need a steel type. Like
yeah, they definitely need a steel type because it removes like it increases one to all their red areas.
yeah,
Um,
The
I know
dragon, the fairy,
dragon, the
poison,
uh, poison,
and
rock,
rock.
flying. Yeah,
Yeah, and
literally
flying.
all of them for a -1 in fire. Yeah, I think a steel type's definitely like a great shout.
Yeah.
And even before fire, you've got like Arachnid with water bubble. I think there's ways around fire with this team.
Yeah,
Um,
you got like Suicune and
Shifu,
Regidrago or Shifu.
yeah. So I think there's definitely a way around my team, and I think a steel type would definitely be great. For me, it'd probably be replacing double, but I don't know what C tier looks like. I don't know. Maybe it's better to replace me and Shell. Something else in B tier for a good steel type.
Yeah. I don't think double is that great in draft.
Yeah.
Because taunt is too easy to run and encore in a non-max format.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a couple good steel types. There's Aggron, there's Caparaja in C tier.
Yeah, well, Copper is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it was on a lot of teams in UGA too, and it always did well.
Yeah.
They got a lot of heroes.
But yeah, that was a good idea to switch the double out for a steel type. Because you trade a fire weakness for a fire weakness, essentially. But you strengthen the rest of your team.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, putting this team, at the minute I put it in C tier. I think
Yeah.
there's too many weaknesses.
It's too many weaknesses. It's a hyper offense that's like
Really easy to prep for.
yeah, it's pretty easy to prep for. It gets outsped in Tailwind and Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too easy to taunt this team, and a lot of the mons want the same items.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was the last team.
That's the last team.
Yep.
Nice. But I look forward to seeing a lot of these teams like prove me wrong in what I said. Or maybe like said some stuff that the coaches don't agree with, but you know, I'm used to being towards the bottom of these tier lists, and there's always ways to prove the people that make the tier list wrong, and show them that
Yeah, I mean,
there's hidden text that we didn't consider.
you guys will definitely know your teams better than us. So this is just
Mhm.
our opinions from the outside.
Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. I'm not in Nantex, so good luck to all the coaches. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good season.
Yeah, I will have a good season. Thank you.